B for today. So beautifully. So Benny Collins, I wonder if they've got it right.
Well, time at 10 o'clock, but the race is on with that split tyre strategy for McLaren. That is so important to how day is going to plan out. Tsunoda, I expect to start on a hard. That's beautifully set up to create some traffic to help Verstappen potentially go on and win this race. And his fifth Drivers' Championship. Can Tsunoda extend long enough and hold the McLaren's back? Piastri is hoping that the hard tyre doesn't disadvantage.
I've got to say, Lando has this in the bag. All he has to do is stay in his position. That's all he has to do.
Great to have you with us on the pitwall tonight, Bernie Collins, former head
But then again,
pressure.
Strategy engineer,
we've seen McLaren before.
But he's been all right recently.
He's been Davidson in race control and monitoring the on-track action. We're going to get some tonight.
And curiously, this is not normally it's been in sort of relatively easy one stop, but they're finding the tyres.
Oh god, if there's 3 championship teams, there's
through turns 1,
there's always going to be something.
And that's super high speed, especially
will go
turns
wrong,
2 and 3.
Let's be honest.
And it might just be taking a little bit more energy and life out of the tyre.
Right then, Martin Brundle. Lando Norris, 408 points.
And then
Verstappen, 396. Piastri, 392. Verstappen's on pole. Who would you want to be out of the top 3 on the grid?
Lewis Hamilton.
You always want to be Norris.
Exactly. He's in there. He's got.
Verstappen needs Norris to have a problem. And so does Piastri actually need Verstappen and
I do not
Norris
want
to have a
McLaren
problem.
to
So as we head towards
Yes.
the 5 lights
I mean,
out,
while it will decide the
Lando
championship, that's
sitting there
the sport.
needing to just be in the top 3, start
shows
second,
how
got a very
incompetent you can
fast
be
car,
on the
knows
last
what
race.
to do, knows the track incredibly well. And you would think that should be fairly straightforward.
Go on, Lando.
We've got to make sure it's not.
So, by the time we finish tonight, we'll have completed 1,444 Grand Prix racing laps. We'll have raced over a distance of 7,313 kilometres, and Max Verstappen will have been the world champion, ladies and gentlemen, at 1,457 consecutive days. Can he keep that run going?
I don't think anyone's going to.
Well, Lando Norris pounce and take his first world title. Will Oscar Piastri do the same and become the 3rd world champion from Australia? We started out in Melbourne. Will Melbourne be celebrating Oscar Piastri tonight? Or will it be a Glastonbury festival for Lando Norris or Dutch delight from Max Verstappen?
Max Verstappen right at the front of his yellow marker line there. He doesn't want to give away any centimetres. And I think Lando also just move forward slightly as well. Is right at the front of his start.
Jack Clark,
And
I
they've
think
got
he's going to
about 10
win.
or 20 degrees of pointing at each
There's
other,
no one there.
the 2 front row sitters.
On the front row,
Just
Max
that there's
Verstappen
people
and Lando Norris going through their pre-start routine, both being told that they were absolutely spot on. So expect a very good getaway from both. There is the green flag. 5 lights on ahead of the drivers. Are you ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? It's lights out and away we go. Verstappen comes right over to cover Lando Norris. Leaves a gap for Piastri if he wants it. Norris trying to jump his way past, but there is no way past. The top 3 all through in the same order. Norris ahead of Piastri, and then Fernando Alonso battering away with Charles Leclerc, George Russell.
Go and get us the track.
Painful for George Russell there, losing those places.
Well, that's the thing. You're forgetting he's in
got
a
a car
track.
steaming down the inside.
But then what's Max going to do? Why is he running me back? Next year, do you want to lose?
I think it's been passed by Isaac Hadjar, and now Max Verstappen towards the chicanes behind
So
there.
even Fernando's getting a charge.
For Alonso, the former Ferrari driver, and Leclerc, the current Ferrari driver, and still Esteban Ocon trying to find a way past as Alonso has this time got past the
Nando podium.
Leclerc just squeezes him out on the exit, but here comes Oscar Piastri right behind Lando Norris towards turn 9, and he's picking up a great slipstream as he moves to the outside. Piastri goes rid of the outside of Lando Norris, and he swings through into second place.
Papaya rules,
Still won it.
Papaya rules, mate.
So suddenly then, Max Verstappen with a different.
I don't even like papaya. I've never tried it.
Wait,
so how do I say it? I don't know.
That was an amazing move.
Tried it once like 8 years ago. Do you eat the seeds in a papaya or do you eat the actual fruit? I still
I don't even know what papaya is.
It's a fruit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's a colour as well. It's like how orange is a colour. And how watermelon is a colour. It can be, yeah. It's like that sort of pinky red.
to win the World Championship. There's a long, long way to go. Leclerc is somehow still ahead of Alonso. Russell,
Oh, so if Charles, so all Charles has to do is overtake him with hand. It sounds simple. You know, it's there you go.
Picked up 2 places. Hamilton on the soft tire and Albon on the soft tire, picking up 2 places. Stroll and Antonelli heading down. Hulkenberg, Gasly, Colapinto, the bottom 3.
DRS is now enabled, and neither of the McLarens have got it, but Charles Leclerc has the Ferrari with a DRS train behind him. This is a problem now. This is a problem for Lando Norris. He really needs to stay close enough to Piastri because Leclerc's going to get another dose of DRS right now.
And Oscar Piastri might not need that DRS because he's got a much faster straight line speed than his teammate. Look how he's pulling away there from Lando Norris. He's a bit under pressure. And on the night that we say goodbye to DRS as well, the drag reduction system where that rear wing opens up.
So is the MOM still going to be like a flap, or is it going to be like a battery?
And some might think that's a good idea. Some might miss it. Well, we'll see what happens.
You watch
next
the
year.
Yeah, careful what you wish for, but let's see what we
see
get
the
next year. But we look back here.
Oh,
It's
They
all
went
about
through
the
26
season,
apparently.
and you have to say this has not been a great opening 2 laps for Lando Norris.
Oh, so you just have to do a
Lando
lot.
Norris can't afford to start dropping
That's what
back under pressure from Charles Leclerc behind him and under pressure from Fernando Alonso, who was absolutely cocker.
Alright, we're live, guys. Come and join us.
In qualifying yesterday, he bounced back into the Aston Martin hospitality area, and I'm not surprised too. His highest start here and the Yas Marina since what? 2012. Started 6th that day, and he finished 2nd on the podium. There's a race controller noted Franco Colapinto for a starting procedure infringement. That might be a jump start, and Hamilton has been noted.
Well, it's not like he's going to gain any positions, is he?
Norris getting a little bit of breathing space behind him.
What's he
now,
gonna
which
do?
He needs, of course, if he finished in this position,
George
he
got brake
would
problems.
be the world champion.
Yeah,
Way
so
to
the
go,
brake pedal's
but,
going along.
it helps McLaren a lot that George Russell, I think, got the 4th fastest combo on this racetrack, is tucked up behind Fernando Alonso.
And saying check his brakes as well, because his pedal feels a little bit long. It's not getting the response that he wants. Towards the turn 9 corner where Piastri got past Norris, he is still, George Russell, tucked up behind Fernando Alonso. Lewis Hamilton gaining on Ollie Behrman in the battle for 12th place. Whilst Max Verstappen setting another fastest lap of this race and extending his advantage to Oscar Piastri. We all thought he might
Definitely not Max.
handbrake on. That's not happening at this moment.
I'd say Lando.
Some people think that
Surely,
that will
because, you know,
be
British driver,
after
British
the first stops have
As he
taken
won it,
place,
he
or
did
the
it,
stop
mate.
indeed has taken place. So
I mean,
we'll
Russell's
wait
been-
and see, because at the moment you're right. He's
I assume he
stretching
was
the
early.
field. We're looking for a 21-second gap.
I actually don't think anyone on the grid
pit
wants
stop,
Piastri to
and
win
they're
it.
already 12.9 ahead. Of
He's gone under. He's just gone under the radar.
Lap 4 of 58. Once again, we're on board still with Lewis Hamilton. Don't forget, we've got the onboard channel for you as well. If you want to ride on board with any of the 20 drivers, you can do so. You need your Sky Sports app, your Sky Sports login, or press the interactive button on your remote control if you're watching on Sky Q, Sky Stream, Sky Glass, or now. And now, yeah, here comes Leclerc, and here comes Russell too. Alonso's looking for him. In his mirrors, George Russell.
I don't care about him.
Up Fernando Alonso.
Give us to Charles and Lando, right?
So Alonso
Well, at this point, just give us the girlfriends. Honestly, it will be better at that point.
All the parents.
Yeah, all the parallel. Oh, look, Anna de Armas is in Ferrari. She is now
Ahead of Lewis Hamilton, Behrman and Lawson having a right old tussle as well as Charles Leclerc gets really close.
McLaren, higher road. It'd be
Hamilton
stupid not
has made
to.
up a
Look
place
at that
there,
round.
and is that Ollie Behrman with a little bit of
Yeah,
trouble?
but then
We see some
he shouldn't have
bodies
said-
coming back at him, and he almost made contact. Wow, there's a battle going on for 12.
And the story also here is Ferrari have a much better race car than a qualifying car. They look good.
Those soft tyres working well for Lewis
Clearly not
Hamilton.
hungry, but all right.
His teammate Charles Leclerc is up in 4th and is putting all
Well,
sorts of pressure
This race
on
down showing us
Lando
the 200
Norris
metre right.
as they cross the line once again. 2.2 seconds.
We're happy with this as long as you're comfortable. Just be plan A, target lap, plan A, target lap.
Yeah, that's unless the Ferrari gets past him. If he's got a bit more pace, he ought to just get himself a bit of breathing space there, because Leclerc cares nothing about the World Championship.
So Leclerc might just be not
He
getting
doesn't
the
challenge.
DRS advantage on this lap.
That's it, Lando.
Behind Lando.
Go back to famous quotes then. Lando, we can be
So
world
he should
champions.
still get that advantage. About 18
I've been
kilometers
saying
an
all
hour
week,
of
my friends,
extra
they're
pace
so
down the straight, but he's a long
I
way.
think it's
Christ.
I think it's glorious, you know, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
I've been seeing that. I've been seeing Lando.
Yeah,
I've been
just
seeing
quickly,
chicken
quickly, so
wearing down the line.
Norris seemed to be managing
Lando
a lot
bottles it, I
of
will be
change,
putting
3, 4. That's where Leclerc was able to gain on him, and then with the DRS, which
Lando
is lost
bottles
this
it.
lap, better in straight line speed as well. Now,
Fully
the
believe
last time through 2, 3, 4, Norris has improved the pace there, so maybe a bit of early management that allowed Leclerc
I don't get why
to
Max is
continue
going
that
Yeah, well spotted, Bertie. Yeah, tyre management.
He wants to protect his position because he has to win.
I get that, but he's also got to get
So
Lando down
it
the
was
floor.
Alonso got
Well, that's out of his
stormer
control
to
if he's
start, wasn't it, in the Aston
But
Martin,
if he
and the
backs
inside of
that's
Leclerc's
really
Ferrari as
the
well.
yeah.
And at this point,
That's what
it all looks perfect for
Lewis
McLaren. And when they get round to turn 9, Piastri will put a move. Was that a planned move? Will put a move on Lando Norris. And look at that, Leclerc also having a look into turn 5 as well. But Norris seems to have it covered.
This is the start on board with
Ooh.
Max Verstappen. Just moves straight away over to the left-hand side.
It wasn't Max's finest ever Formula 1 start that, and so he had to make it a very wide Red Bull.
It was good enough though.
It just bogged down a little. It was fine, but it just bogged a little.
It's not going to get bogged down. Here's George Russell.
Too much wheel spin. That so often happens when you know you haven't got the initial launch. You get.
I'll tell you why.
Trigger happy
Because
on
he
the
wants to get the
throttle,
power down as
and
soon
you've
as
got all your
possible
troubles.
to take out Lando.
So George Russell
He needs to get up there.
He wants Lando to win.
in 6th place.
He hates it.
Well, both of the McLarens look the same, so he just 50-50 gamble.
As we see Piastri's move
Oh, it's
now
Lando.
on Lando Norris in towards turn
I
9.
still remember what
He was
He's
picking up a
the
great
Astro.
slipstream.
If
I don't know
anything
if it's
isn't
right
going
or
his
not,
way,
Oh, yeah,
he
he
has
messes
to
it up with unnecessary
committed early into that.
anger.
And it was a lovely move, and he's got a bit more straight line speed. And as
You
you
know
said,
what Salah
slipstream, no
suggested?
DRS. They both start harvesting. That's the red
Oh,
light
God,
track,
yeah.
filling their battery up.
Do you reckon he's out?
And
I want him
very
to come.
bold.
I said when you got that 200
200
mil offer in
That's a sweet
January,
move.
Take
Oscar
it.
Piastri.
we got 200 mil
And
offer
the
a
thing
couple of
with
years
Oscar
ago.
Piastri is he's got a hard compound tyre. He can go much longer in this six and
anyone
dictate and
watching?
control the race, you would imagine.
This is good for now, Max. We may wish to be going longer, so just keep on top.
And that might be a cue for Max Verstappen to start just controlling his pace a little bit. But Piastri can go much longer, we think, than Max Verstappen. They kept it
Oh, because that's what we care about. Gasly and Hulkenberg in P18 and P19.
Races right there. I mentioned Lewis Hamilton leaving the track and gaining an advantage. The stewards have had a look at it, as has Anthony Davidson. And what did you see?
Yeah, so he was racing science property on through turn 6 where he mounted an attack, and then on the exit to turn 7, he'll claim that he got hit out of the way, but he did actually end up overtaking the Williams driver off track. Lando Norris under pressure once again here from Charles Leclerc. Norris has been told by his engineer that we suggest using a little bit more of your tyres to make this a bit easier. Doesn't look too easy to me just yet.
And the stewards have said no further investigation on that Lewis Hamilton issue. So here comes Charles Leclerc once again towards Lando Norris once again. He gets tucked up behind, but no way past the McLaren.
Yeah, so Lando's managing his tyres, as Bernie was pointing out, not trying to take too much life out of them in the really high-loaded areas. But Leclerc is a major threat there for his top 3 position that he needs.
Well,
to win
well,
this
yeah,
World
Leclerc is the car,
Championship.
isn't it?
But he's thinking the long game. Lando doesn't look flustered. He's not going and defending fresh air and spending too long defending against throw when it's not quite in position. So what they're basically saying there, we've asked Oscar to speed up. That's because Lando's driving in his dirty air, and they're nervous. McLaren are nervous that they're under pressure from Charles Leclerc. The Ferrari is performing better in race trim.
If Lando Norris is 4th in this race, Max Verstappen has to finish 2nd or lower for Lando Norris to be world
Which
champion.
one
Just one of the many
Max is one
permutations
already.
here tonight.
And Lando had a
Let's see if we can start putting Verstappen under pressure.
and I tell you what, Norris needs some good traction out of turn 7. because
Would
Leclerc's
Lando
going to
have-
get another rear wing
Lando
over
would
and
have-
the slipstream,
Yeah.
and it'll be on to him. So they want Piastri to pick up the pace so that Lando can pick up his pace and not be in so much dirty air.
That was a good exit there by Lando Norris out of that turn 7 chicane. Let's head down to 10 in the pit lane.
It's only lap 8. We've already had our first stopper. It's Nico Hulkenberg in the Sauber, and he's got off the soft tyre. So expect to see Lewis Hamilton in within a handful of laps. And talking of target lap time for Lando Norris, between laps 15 and 21, unless they want to extend it on that medium tyre. Just a reminder of the time, how long it takes you, 21 seconds under normal situations, 11 seconds if it's under a virtual safety car. And as I say it, in comes Hamilton with the soft tyre to get rid of that. Didn't last for long, but he made up some
What
ground.
about the TC
Seriously
Bennett from that?
predicting the future there, Ted Kravitz, and also Alex Albon into the pits, the other starter on the soft tyres.
Leclerc just had a scruffy exit of turn 1 and it's put him a little bit behind. And on go the hard compound tyre. This is all they could do for Lewis, really, isn't it? To put him out of sync with many others, give him a chance to come through the field from 16th on the grid.
It's a strategy that worked very, very well for Kimi Antonelli when he stopped early, got rid of the soft tyres in Las Vegas, and went on to score a whole host of points. The young rookie finished third after the two McLarens had got disqualified. Antonelli, by the way, started just 2 points behind Hamilton in 7th in the championship today.
Piastri, I don't know how he's seeing that. Piastri is like Verstappen's front tyres.
I
Look
think
at
much
the
data
data.
is the DRS.
Verstappen's front tyres, I can see them graining. That's impressive from that distance.
He's got the best eyesight in Abu Dhabi this evening. Bernie Collins has got the second best eyesight. She's looking at a laptop.
Well, I've got some data cropping. That's definitely helping my eyesight. So what do we think is going to happen now with McLaren's? I think McLaren were not expecting Piastri on that hard tyre to get ahead of Lando Norris on the medium tyre. Piastri should run longer into the race in that hard tyre. Does that mean that they allowed Norris to undercut him by stopping first off that medium big position on the pit wall? So that means that Piastri likely run long and that hard and then have to gain positions back at the end. So how long can the hard go? And is the medium greening that Piastri likely go in the second stint be so much better that he can overtake and push for that first Drivers' Championship? Lots still to play for, particularly across these two.
And unlike 7 days ago, Fernando Alonso is not playing the hold the rest of them up and then I'll bolt just before my pit stop. He's lapping 30.0 on that last lap. He's lapping fast. So what that means is we're not getting a big pit stop gap for the top 3 or 4 to pit into.
Well, Max Verstappen said, we're just going to go out and win the race and we're going to run it as best we can and not really get involved too much in the games. And that is what's happening so far. Hulkenberg has just set the new fastest lap in the race. Not surprising because he's just been into the pits to put the hard tyres on. Zach Brown is on the pit wall at McLaren. So, Zach, tell us from your perspective how the opening 10 laps have gone.
So far, so good. Can't say I'm comfortable, but we're in good shape right now. Just need to manage the race.
Zach, were you expecting your cars to swap position on the first lap? Did that come as a bit of a surprise?
No, I wasn't surprised by that.
He was
Zach,
definitely
thanks ever so much.
surprised
We'll
by
be back with you in
Nah,
a little while. Max Verstappen
that. He was
then,
definitely
who's led 4 Grand Prix and 2 sprints from start to finish this season, is leading and has led each and every one of the 10 racing laps we've had so far tonight. Oscar Piastri is in second place. Lando Norris is in third. That is good enough for Lando Norris to become champion at the end of 58 laps. For Verstappen,
I think the worst part about Lando Norris winning is depth.
if he wins this race, Lando Norris has to be 4th or lower. For Oscar Piastri to win the title, if he finishes second, Lando
Jenny,
Norris has to
you
be
won't
10th
stop
or
that
lower,
look.
and
Already.
Verstappen has to finish 4th or lower.
Well, I'm a bit
When he slows down,
disappointed.
we can see any
Exactly.
of this graining.
I genuinely just won't look at
They
it.
don't look too bad. They don't look too bad at all. But with Piastri sitting there on hard
Did you see his story
compound
about Man
tyres,
United the other day?
that really
Wait,
confines
wait,
Red
which
Bull
one was that?
in
He
terms
just
of
shit show.
trying to
Oh,
slow
yeah.
the pack down. They've really got, and then Zach sort of just confirming it there, they weren't surprised at the change on the first lap. They put
You must be
Piastri
sure.
in there, and he can torment Verstappen, and he can
What's he
very
doing?
much restrict what Red Bull can do from there. with that car.
All
his
he has to
seven,
do is
and then
finish the
Marco
baby.
Pantani.
And if it was a predetermined plan from McLaren, it's good for Piastri. It gets him up
Well, he's
into
a
second
just put
place.
that
It only
as well.
feels bad if he has to hand the place back to his teammate later in the race.
A dream situation here for McLaren would be
Yeah, it didn't
Piastri
do anything though.
out front. They can
No.
do it. And he
He
will
was
be
back
at some
there on the
point
pitch,
with
but
tyres.
we drew nil.
Norris third,
That's
but
not
both drivers in a world
I don't
championship
think-
winning position.
I can't log into my
But that
old
gives
Premier
them an
League
each
account, so
way
my
bet
fantasy
to,
like locked in the rest of the
avoid
year. And I've still got Gabriel in.
For McLaren, of Verstappen being the champion.
I'm not
Well,
taking
they were
Gabriel out.
constructors champions,
Yeah,
of course, back in
I said got
September
him
in
starting because he didn't
Singapore.
get any points.
In October in Singapore, and tonight they want the double, the constructors and the drivers' championship. Looking good for them so far as Verstappen leads by about 2 seconds then from Piastri. Now outside the championship contention,
So I've got 8
Charles
pairs
Leclerc just dropped back a little bit on Lando Norris in recent laps.
I've got 3
George
pairs
Russell is very happy with the way things are going. It's
4 or
currently
5
running in
pairs.
fifth.
I don't know why
Fernando
that is.
6 ahead of Gabriel Bortoletto. Isaac Hadjar in 8th for Espelon on 9th. And then comes Yuki Tsunoda in 10th. Lawson and Behrman
I've
are
got
under
3 on a
investigation,
Cooper,
driving
Hey,
erratically, potentially.
that's the back of the
Liam
league,
Lawson, the stewards,
I
are
can take
looking
it on
into that one at
26
the moment.
points.
And there's an interesting
Really?
battle, is there? Kimi Antonelli is 2 points behind the man who CT took
I've
when
had
he moved
I've
to
had
Ferrari,
a
Lewis
captain
Hamilton.
for about
Hamilton's pitted, he's down in 18th, but at the moment you'd have to say advantage Lewis Hamilton with that pit stop out of the way, and that little sort of interesting aside, isn't it, between Antonelli and Hamilton, the dynamics
Well, I've got
of
a
that
viewer.
are fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, 18 seasons in Formula One for Lewis Hamilton. He's never finished outside the top 6 in the championship. That could happen tonight if Kimi Antonelli scores 2 points and Lewis Hamilton doesn't score any. So interesting, and I think for Lewis Hamilton actually quite important as well to
I don't
at least
even think
come away
Nate
from
cares,
this season with another top 6 finish in the championship to keep that record going
You
and
hear what
then build
Nate's
on
stats
something
was?
in the winter to come back in a
What
much
is
better
that?
frame of mind, which I was really hoping.
Yeah.
Leclerc's starting to hurt a little bit now with his tyres. He's been in
I don't
close
get
to
this
the
whole
back of that McLaren.
I don't get that.
And we know
He's
that
lost
they
it now.
tend to be very good at keeping their tyres intact
Oh
all
my
along the
Bingo
road.
Street.
Something they couldn't really use last to get
It's
to
just
that 25 lap limit.
My graining is definitely picking up, says Lando Norris. So he'll be happier
Yeah,
that Oscar Piastri's a little bit further up the road, but he'll be concerned about that graining and how that affects his performance and his traction out of the slow corners.
Now, Tsunoda is 16 seconds adrift. It won't be about another 5 laps. Tsunoda will be more than a pit stop behind. Again, takes away, unless they can get Tsunoda in and doing some stunning lap times, takes away him as a tool in this race to destabilise
What
McLaren.
preview is
News
now?
with Tsunoda is that Isaac Hadjar is just backing things up a little bit here, and that's brought
One of
Esteban
them will-
Ocon
one of them
into
will be Nate,
contention
one of them will be
in
Flynn,
DRS
one of them
range,
will be
and that's going to give Yuki
Yeah,
Tsunoda a chance to
They're
get a little bit
Flynn.
closer as well. What they're telling Tsunoda on the
No,
team
trust me,
radio
Flynn
is that
will do that.
opportunities will come. Because some of the DRS train is breaking up a little bit, but you're absolutely right, Martin. 16.3 seconds behind his teammate and leader at the moment, Max Verstappen.
Now, Piastri just at a 29.2, just
Right,
taking
chat.
4 tenths out of the lead.
Comment.
Max Verstappen, we've got a 5-second time penalty for Liam Lawson for driving erratically.
We saw that in the chicane turn 6 and 7 when we were on board. I think with Lewis Hamilton, he was just a little bit behind him at the time before he pitted, and they certainly came together very closely, but we didn't quite see what triggered it.
Alex
Going
is
around
watching
corners
it.
at 200 miles an hour is quite
It sounds
erratic
good.
anyway, sometimes, but anyway.
Hello.
It was extra erratic because it's a 5-second
What's the
penalty
gap?
or serve at the pit stop. They're not allowed to touch the car for the first 5 seconds.
5 seconds
The
time only for Liam
championship
Lawson.
midfield battle is important for prize money, and at the moment, Haas not closing in on Aston Martin, who had a decent weekend in Qatar and went back ahead of Haas in that 7th place in the championship. We're on board
I'm
then
rooting for the pit
with
stops.
Esteban Ocon. DRS
Yeah,
zone
I'm
at number 2. Is there a way
I mean, we've not
past
been able
the
to
car in
accept
front of Hadjar? No, there is a set down to you.
stop.
Right, so if we think the first lap that the medium starters can fit and go onto the hard go to the end of the race very comfortably
Oh, look,
is
I
lap
don't care.
15, That's a lap away, isn't it, Crocky?
Yeah, it is.
So if you want to make
Ocon's fouling.
go
Oh,
do it now,
wow.
'cause I think George Russell
Oh, got
might pull
fouling.
the trigger here.
Oh,
And a
I left
potential
the fouling.
undercut with Charles Leclerc, Mercedes team radio.
Oh, Ted, you are the best
Oh, he's in.
fortune teller
He's
we've
right in
got.
front of me. He's right in front. I
Huh?
promise you, I didn't know that was going to happen. But the mechanics are out. They're ready for a
They
pit
made
stop.
that
Also comes in
Yeah.
with the Racing Bulls. Oh,
That
a
was
bit gingerly away for George. I think he had to wait for the Racing Bulls there. But otherwise, he's pulling the undercut on Charles Leclerc. Let's see if Ferrari react. If they bring him in next lap, they've got half a chance. A second and a half Leclerc had on George. But otherwise, George needs a
Come on, Oscar,
massive
get
outback
Max,
now
please.
to undercut Leclerc.
Yeah, I tell you what he was also doing, and Hadjar and was also trying the same thing, and Behrman. They were covering Lewis Hamilton because Hamilton stopped a few laps ago, and he has got ahead of Isaac Hadjar. And George Russell has come out just ahead of his old teammate, so he was covering him off.
Yeah, well, he's got to get past Colapinto quite quickly, George Russell, but then he's going to
Right,
come
take a
across
massive
a big queue of traffic. Ocon, Tsunoda,
Well,
Lawson,
don't say that. It's wrong.
Sykes, Stroll, Antonelli. He's got to.
It will
they
start to look
pitting
like
soon
a
too.
strategy, and
Yeah.
then
But there's only
It's
6
not
in
Not ideal.
He's only
He's
6
been
in
into
top
traffic,
George.
but he did have to come in and
Yeah,
protect
exactly.
himself.
It was a necessity rather than a desire, I think, that pit stop for George Russell.
Quite. So will that then trigger the likes of Ocon, Bortoletto, Alonso maybe, to come in at the end of this lap? The undercut in the little dummy down at McLaren. Thinking, well, we
I
might
don't
force
think that would
Piastri to come in and
be
Charles Leclerc
box
to come in,
over
but they decided against
It
that.
always is with
I said,
Hamilton.
would Bortoletto come in? The answer to that is yes, to protect him against the undercut. Alonso has stayed out. Sonoda then moves up into 7th place, running on those hard tyres. Here is Bortoletto, Sauber's last race in Formula One, as they become Audi for next season. And he's off and away, and he'll come out round about where Isaac Hadjar might be. Let's just see this. There's Alex Albon making his way.
Yeah, Lewis
around
Hamilton's
to
Derby
one,
now.
and he's beaten Alex Albon out onto the track, and Isaac Hadjar as well.
That's a proper pit exit, isn't it? Wow, we're doing 150 miles an hour before you finish it. But good news for
And keep building this gap on Leclerc. It gives us choices.
The gap has gone up to
What about
2.2 seconds.
they need more than that.
I
They
think it was
want
like
to have the luck to be
flexibility.
hitting
Flexibility's for gymnasts, mate.
and
Honestly,
that
not
after
for us.
Leclerc. They want, and maybe even 2 laps over Leclerc. They need 4 to 5 seconds. What do you think, Bernie?
Yeah, I totally agree, Martin. I was just looking at that because I think Leclerc is at risk of an undercut on Norris. That's why they're trying to open that gap. And Norris is too far behind Verstappen.
Right, they're waiting at McLaren for that. Lando Norris. You can see the crew out in the pit lane. And Lando Norris is coming in to make his first
No, Joyce
possibly
was
only
second
stop
one,
of this race. And Charles Leclerc is also coming in. And Fernando Alonso will also pit.
What was that TV?
Norris's exit as McLaren do a super job.
Right on,
In
right on,
servicing
McLaren.
4 tyres and getting him back out again. 2.5 seconds for Ferrari, 2.1 seconds for McLaren.
Now, Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc, for that matter, will hear the traffic on the pit straight. That's the most awful feeling in the world when you're on the pit limit. You can hear all your rivals. So he will come out
People between Lando
behind
and Charles.
Kimi Antonelli, and there it
I was
is.
going to say the Mercedes you saw through
Come on,
turn
George.
one was Kimi Antonelli.
I can't
So
comment
it's
on
down
that.
in 9th
Tell
place
you
now
what,
for Lando Norris.
stop
Antonelli,
racing.
Lance Stroll,
I like
Wilson
that.
haven't pitted yet.
Oscar, do you think we can do plan A? Thoughts on plan A? I think
Yes,
doable for now.
And plan A then, go long on these hard compound tyres. It's
Hello, Alex.
It's stuck in a bit of a DRS train. And that's not good news for Lando
Hey.
Norris. They've all got DRS, but unless they can get past Liam Lawson, who's running
Oh, there's a
fifth,
sprinkler.
and then they all stay in that stationary position.
I guess they had to react with Norris to Russell as well, didn't they? And also Alonso and Leclerc came in, but this is not ideal for Lando Norris.
Who
in
just
this
says
amount
nothing
of
to race?
traffic.
Just in the background, Charles Leclerc looks under
Oh,
pressure a
they've
little
left
bit.
me
And George
feet,
Russell just on the tail of that DRS train. All the while here, Lando Norris
Me
is going to be
too.
losing time
Of course
to
he
his
does. Why
championship
wouldn't you?
rivals, Max Verstappen and Oscar.
I
Piastri.
left
Said
Charles
Leclerc was
Leclerc.
under pressure from
Did
George
me
Russell.
too, as well.
Look how close Russell
Did you
is.
get me from the
Yeah, the
station,
Leclerc's got
Eric?
no grip on those tyres at all.
Me?
That's what you said to
2
me.
minutes
I don't know
ago,
who it's to.
really struggling for grip out there. on the hard compound tyres.
So both Leclerc and Norris pitting to cover off.
To be
George
fair,
Russell, who
if these
pitted
weren't our
earlier,
mates,
but
I'd
it's
be
put
questioning
them
every
in severe danger. Norris into traffic.
It's just a random like basement.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god. Yeah,
Can't wait for the day George Russell joins us in the commentary box, Martin. He's
No, if
got
you don't
so
brake,
many opinions
brake,
down the inside.
the braking pedal will go
Norris
down.
on Kimi Antonelli, that's a movie.
I don't land
So
out.
there's one gone, and now he's got three more to try and get past as well.
Antonelli's got the DRS though because the detection point
Not
on the
bad,
exit.
Antonelli was fast for 48 laps.
Watch out for
Not getting that wrong.
him coming back at him, and he survives that moment. So now he moves on, and he should have a chance of getting past this Williams down the next straight.
And Stroll on the hard tyre, started on the hard tyre, has now got past Liam Lawson and has moved
So
up
what is
a
that
bit.
now
Here
to
comes
be the
Lando Norris
captain?
on the Williams.
Oh, go Oscar!
Sainz, great friends, former teammates, swapping places.
I don't get.
Why asking me?
Auntie, she's somebody different now to
that
say.
is that's important.
Okay, we're having a very serious conversation off the record. I'm just saying that, yeah, if you don't DM her, I don't
very committed and an orthodox place in
You can left side,
2021. Max Verstappen got an unorthodox place to
Well
try
done.
and overtake somebody, but he made it stick with those tyres.
He certainly did. Lawson is back ahead of Stroll as they swap places and coming up behind Lance Stroll. Now is Lando Norris. Bernie Collins on the pit wall, down to you.
Yeah, so this is it, Coffee. This is the most dangerous bit of the race for Lando Norris's championship position because coming through this traffic can and often does be the thing that causes a safety car. These overtakes that need to be made. The safety car now is stopping up the outside would be the big winners. So that's what we're trying for. Also, 3 cars ahead of Lando Norris.
Nah, at this point, it's his last race in F1. He might as well be a kamikaze pilot for it.
Take him on the track.
That's you keep
Close
it.
the window for Verstappen and the
He's going to get
Yeah, I hope he
Stroll
gets it
into
tomorrow.
the chicane we go. He might get Lawson.
Double over, say, come on, Lando.
Well, 2 drivers, 2 overtakes.
Oh, what? Against the Red Bull reject and Daddy's money. Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, Ant just in my ear says race control saying that's brave when you're leading a championship. Really super driving there. But again, he needs to fend off this potential.
Staffan's getting nervous about us. Since when were you his
He's
therapist?
got the grip to do it, and off he goes. So as Bernie was pointing out, next stop, Yuki Tsunoda, Max Verstappen's teammate. But to be honest, the pace he's got, and with those tyres, Tsunoda, I don't think
Realistically,
as long as he's playing reasonable.
He's within a second.
He's McLaren behind
Yuki
him
and Dr.
for half an hour.
And people
I
might
get
be
behind.
asking,
No.
and as good as this is from Lando Norris, he is losing time as Ocon
Ocon's
to Verstappen and Piastri lap by lap.
Yeah,
You might say,
Lando's now
why did McLaren pit him when they did? Now they were covering George Russell.
Yeah.
It's fine as long as Lando Norris stays ahead of George Russell, because that should protect that 3rd place when all this pans out and we see Charles Leclerc getting past Kimi Antonelli, and the pit stops are all played out. Lando Norris should still be in 3rd place, but they had to pit then to cover off George Russell, as we see the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll against Charles Leclerc, and now they can go wheel to wheel. Down
Miko, if you want to see the race, you've got to watch it. I'll get clapping back to you.
Oh, double overtake for Charles as well. Well done.
Again, Liam Lawson and Lance Stroll, who haven't pitted yet, but have passed at the same point.
Lewis Hamilton right in there as well with that early stop.
Nico, we're not going
Nicely
to turn the
keep
camera.
those tyres intact.
The point of a watch-along is you watch along with me.
I don't like watch-alongs, to be fair, because I think they're pretty pointless. However, I'm on race, I can't really say anything.
Make a move into turn 9.
So 1 car then ahead of
I'll turn the camera,
against
ready?
Tsunoda.
Yeah.
Tsunoda. Then the next 2 cars are just the 2 cars in front of Verstappen and Piastri.
Now.
And again, then it looks like.
Well, I mean, it involves Lance Stroll, so chances are.
You're also going to
And
look.
you'd have to say,
Yeah, so chances are
be
he's probably
close to
still
the
alive.
back. But Lando Norris.
I still say plan A for Lando Norris. No need to deviate too much. They're happy on that McLaren pit wall with the way this race is panning out. Now, the next blockage for Lando could be a blockage, might not be a blockage. It will be Yuki Tsunoda, who started on the hard tyre. For this very eventuality, to be a helping hand to his teammate Max Verstappen to try and hold up Lando Norris at some stage, because Norris was always going to pit.
Keep him on the next
Starting
year
on the medium tyre ahead of
I
the
feel bad
Red Bull
for
driver
Hajj,
starting on the hard tyre. There's Yuki.
Like you said,
There's
you knew
Lando.
that
Give it a couple of laps and we'll see just
Yeah.
how far behind he is.
But still, the car's going to get made for Max anyway.
So
So.
we expect Norris to be your DRS within 1 lap. Or you can when he catches.
Just like I said there, if you can just help.
Is that
us
code
out,
for kamikaze pilot?
The final race for Red Bull and the final race for Honda with Red Bull 2, that will be lovely.
Yeah, it's, as they did with Sergio Perez in 2021, but Lando Norris was 3/10 slower than Charles Leclerc on the previous lap. He's already a 10th down, and this Leclerc's fast. Leclerc is going to be the thorn in the side of McLaren tonight in this World Championship.
George Russell goes past Stroll, past Lawson and Stroll having their own little battle here, and George Russell's
Which
there.
will only end in fire, but
He's
alright.
up
I got
to six.
P50 in that one.
It seems if
You got pieces.
of the racing caution, you get the other in the same corner at the
Yeah,
moment. That's exactly what's been happening.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I know what to do, leave me to it, says Snowden.
Well, all you can do is try and slow him down a little bit through the final sector. That put Charles Leclerc right on his tail, but you're not allowed to weave. You're not allowed to block per se. Of course, this is competition, so there are no blue flags involved here. And Yuki Tsunoda, who is out of Formula One as of this evening, but stays with Red Bull as a test and development reserve driver. And annoyingly for Norris, he hasn't caught him at the beginning of the straight. So Tsunoda will have
So Alex,
all the right corners to slow Norris down.
How's Wismith?
129.1 on the last lap for Lando Norris. With those
Doesn't even
fresh tyres.
This.
Verstappen on 128.1, Charles Leclerc on 129.0.
I don't even work that.
Taking a couple of
Are they
motor
stupid?
stations
Well,
on
yes, but
third.
are they like stupid?
Between Norris and Leclerc.
Well,
Not much.
yeah, they
Not
are.
much
But,
at all. About a second and a half. maybe.
yeah, W8 Smith is nice. It's a good shot. Don't work there, but
And it's nice and green. Leclerc is absolutely flying, but this is
Leave
where
that to them.
Tsunoda
because otherwise they're going to show up there when I'm at work.
in terms of
And
just
I'm
really
not,
slow
I'm not, especially from these lot.
and
These absolute
just back up a
specimens.
little bit. But once they get then all the way down to the back
Who's
straight,
that?
Norris ought to have
John
the ability to go past him.
What has Yuki Tsunoda got to try and fend off Lando Norris? He hasn't got the superior tyre life. He has got the battery.
Oh, okay,
He's got the override button, as it were.
Leclerc is only 1.4 seconds behind Tsunoda's being told. We're bordering on the edge of unsporting behaviour here, right on the edge of it.
Yuki Tsunoda
Nico,
definitely
I've got to
put
go
a great job at 1:30.0. He was about half a second slower on that previous lap. Lando Norris is right on his tail. This is where
I would have thought he had to
Tsunoda
go to the
now
North
needs
Pole to be
deploy his
enough.
battery and to give him that electrical boost down the back straight. But is it enough of a boost? Because here comes Lando Norris.
He's off. Well, he's just gone off the track.
No, he didn't.
Almost
Well, he
completely
did.
off the track. Yuki Tsunoda made it tough, but Lando Norris sailed through. That
Well done,
is
Lando.
crucial
That's
for
good.
Lando
So
Norris'
just went off the
championship
track.
challenge.
Wait, 24.
Look at that. Because was he all four
He gave
wheels
them
of
3
the track? He was,
or
because he was
said
pushed
I
off the
start.
track.
Yeah.
But he
He had
overtook
a
off the track.
The Paya
We'll
rules.
just have to check that out.
Were they
We were
doing?
playing force majeure. I had to do it, otherwise I was going in without you.
I would think so. But
Right, well, that happens. In
Right, there
comes
we go.
Max Verstappen. Let's head down to the pits, take rabbits.
Yeah, so what that also did from Yuki Tsunoda is making sure that if Red Bull have a slow pit stop, then he is absolutely safe. It's not brilliant, but it's enough. So job done, enough from Yuki Tsunoda, notwithstanding pushing Lando onto the grass, and Max carries on. He'll rejoin well ahead of Lando.
yeah, the trouble when you're out there where Norris was, is punches. If you get such a risk of punches when you're out in uncharted territory like that. But anyway, on they go.
Well, you got some clear air. Let's see how this tyre recovers.
Let's go try and build a gap, please, say McLaren. 23 laps led by Max Verstappen tonight. It means he's led more laps than any other driver this season. And this is the Lando Norris.
Are they the sports that mud like
This
sliders?
is the Lando
Yeah.
Norris.
He spent money on those.
Oh, fuck
That's
off.
mad. Oh, I'm not surprised.
At the rate, you cannot weave like that. That is absolutely against the regulations. Lando Norris was off the track, and of course the team will say, well, of course he was, because he was literally, we had a guy weaving all over. You absolutely cannot do what Tsunoda just did.
Which might be the defence to play here. Whether the stewards say it's a good defence, but you still did it. I don't know. The thing is now that Lando Norris is what? Just looking at the gap, over 2 seconds ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. That has been noted by race control, so the stewards may well have a look at it. Oscar Piastri out in the lead. Max Verstappen runs in second place. Lando Norris third. That is still good enough for Lando Norris to be world champion if it stays that way.
So Red Bull will be saying he overtook off the track. They'll be pushing this hard now and I'm sure McLaren will go back hard on it as well. And the stewards will have to confirm on all of that. So here we go then. We're back with it's now Piastri, Verstappen, Norris. Leclerc is still close enough to spoil Norris's race, life. In terms of Norris having to get into the top 3.
We'll put it this way: Yuki Tsunoda has now been passed by Charles Leclerc. I don't think he made Charles Leclerc fight quite as hard as he made Lando Norris. And he won't do it for George Russell. He's not going to help his teammate Max Verstappen and needs Norris out of the top 3. Only Oscar Piastri of that top 3 hasn't pitted yet. He's trying to build a gap to come back into this race and still be around first or second. It's Charles Leclerc passing Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah, Yuki Tsunoda kept well over to the right-hand side there, didn't he?
Well, his steering wheel appeared to be connected to his front tyres there, Yuki Tsunoda.
The stewards been caught doing the laughing gas again.
Yeah, so race control have actually noted Yuki Tsunoda now for forcing another driver off the track. That's 5-second penalty.
That would be a relief to McLaren that they're not looking at a pass off the track. That would be
they won
unfair because of the weaving. But
they won.
Let's see.
Oh wait, no, sorry, they didn't.
I think they are looking at it as well. It's been noted that 2 incidents have both been noted. So forcing another.
Okay.
Wait, am I stupid? Yes, I'm stupid. Oh my goodness. Live on Monday. No, Tuesday. They played yesterday. I'm sorry. Yeah, they won 2-0 against Brentford. Richarlison and Javi Simmons. The TV's are gone.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah. We have a viewer. Keep it PG.
Restart the skybox.
Skybox seems restarted anyway.
For reference, our Wi-Fi is so bad, I'm not even surprised it's cat.
He's not even there anymore. I can do that for the camera and have no consequences.
Get that on my phone while we're waiting. My rotate work now.
What is blood on?
Always just this.
I can't see how you can penalise somebody for forcing somebody else.
Gap's 2 seconds, right?
And then penalise that person for going off the track. Yeah. But I guess you could say, well, the throttle works both ways. You should have slowed down when you were being forced off the track.
Yeah, we get that he forced you off the track. You didn't have to overtake it. Like I say, sometimes
Is there something like Lando may get a penalty?
Let's see what the stewards do. Let's see what they do. So Lawson's got a recertified penalty now as Liam Lawson for driving erratically. I suppose if you go back to Austin last year,
I mean, we did go and beat them 5 games, to be fair.
Yeah, them done.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah, there we go.
I blame it on that Southampton game. If Leone doesn't get injured, he's playing for us now.
True.
Penalty is so bad at the
Can't
moment.
take this shit.
I certainly can't believe he's still in the starting 11 and US is dead to play. We need Graham.
True. I think I need all of these shirts. I'm not gonna lie. Apart from the Chelsea one.
What happens if we only go down to 50? Then it's
if
game
Mano
over.
goes down to 5th, then it's a game on.
Then it's game over.
It's game over. True.
Come on, Sky, connect to the box, please.
Oh, best interest of the team.
Mm. Oh, no satellite signal now, apparently. It's always going to that initially. There you go.
The question I've never gets how fast and how determined Charles Leclerc
With
is
that,
to spoil everything.
You've got a viewer again.
And why shouldn't he?
Keep it PG this time.
There's no viewer to
Well, when you dropped the F-bomb, there was, wasn't there?
It's there.
Lewis Hamilton with 2 warnings for track limits. You're allowed 3. The 4th one you'll get a black and white.
Using the new 6 seconds.
Why are you asking me that? Please, no.
Is that 6 seconds?
Stop.
Yeah,
No.
just-
There's an 8
We are
seconds.
seeing Piastri has 9 undercuts by Lando Norris. So
Only
are they
Behrman
on
can.
2 different strategies?
Three.
Are
Only
Lando
Behrman
Norris
can-
and Charles
can-
Leclerc on a 2-stop strategy for
I was the
stop?
able as well.
Piastri has now
Yeah, but Ocon's a
29
mount.
laps on this hard tyre.
Fair enough.
Norris is expected to go well over that if he continues on just this stint and doesn't stop again.
And this
So
though,
that's
Behrman's
what
going to be
we
a
watch.
Ferrari.
Does it help now?
Probably.
I'd rather him next year.
Is he playing still?
I mean, obviously it won't happen because
I mean, it's Charles.
Hamilton just nah.
Just watch out that they might be on a
And Bernie, you know the
Aston
secrets
Martin
of
will be
the
tight.
cabinets of strategies,
Yeah, but I
the
don't
filing cabinet of strategies at Ferrari.
Probably Max will be there
And Charles Leclerc has
27
been told plan C.
So I was like, oh
Look
yeah,
at plan
yeah.
C.
If Red Bull
Well, I
underperformed,
think that
Aston
might be it.
Martin
I
would
think
see.
that they
And this may be maybe nice to see
major
Jackie's final
They
chance to win. So it won't be Max.
Yeah.
Unless he
Norris has
retires.
another hard tire to go to. So
Why
it's
would Max
different
retire?
tire strategies
He's gonna be there
if
for
they
you.
were to stop again
You
for
see?
both of those.
But
But
you
it's a car.
know, it was.
Surely if
Have
you're
you
if,
had his interview?
undercut.